Chris, how are
Yes,
you?
good. How are you?
I am doing well. So I hear, Chris, before we get into anything, I hear that you just said something about DENT Makers. It was so important. So let's start with DENT Makers today.
Yeah, DENT Makers, we're going to be just closing down the group portion of DENT Makers. And then in a few weeks, I'm actually going to be launching a beta of the actual site for DENT Makers. So that's going to be coming up. But if you want to get both for a lifetime, now is your chance. It's the first link in all the descriptions for all the videos. So that's what we're working on right now.
For everybody out there, what Chris does is help you move forward in taking your career, taking your goals and your dreams to another level. And I know that he's been looking for somebody to help him. And I just contacted him yesterday. He's a physician, and he does acupuncture and Chinese medicine. And he's very into wanting to get onto
Mm.
YouTube, but he doesn't know how. And he's, and he's a young, he's your age. And I said, this would be perfect for you. So I think that's really important for people to know because you mentioned den makers all the time, but there's a lot of professionals who would love to be
Mhm.
part of makers and they don't really, understand all of it because they don't have time to. So I kind of wanted you to give just a synopsis real quickly because I know they listen to why, you don't have to be, I'm assuming you do not have to be metaphysical or looking for the metaphysical, world, correct?
Yeah, correct. Correct. DENT Makers is all about, the DENT Makers, the website itself is going to be all about health, wealth, and happiness, and also making your dent. So there's like four, it used to be three, but I made it four because I felt like having your dent should be something separate. So it's all about health, wealth, happiness are the main three. We're going to have experts coming in. We actually have our first expert class is going up today. So we had our first expert who is a dent maker, who is a
What?
professional. They
Oh,
yeah, they put together a class, and so that's going to be posted in there in the group today. And so it's going to be a collection of experts and me also, who we're going to be teaching classes all about all those areas, different areas of your life.
hi, when I get back, there's so many things I want to take from you, Chris. The fact I said it on the show the other day and you weren't on. And one of the girls in the audience said that she had taken your tarot course. I
Mm.
said, I can't really do anything um, until I think I'm home in October because, I'm going to Europe.
Right,
So
right.
when I get home, that's when I'm going to do the deck. I'm going to really get really involved with everything you're doing. And that way I can give it my undivided attention. But a lot of those people that were listening on the show said that they had already taken your class, that they will take it again with me if I want. Cause I'd find to get a big group together, maybe.
I think we should do a Bonnie special, is what we should do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And that'll be sometime in October, everyone, which is great because it's right before
Mhm.
the and, and I think this is a really great time to, there's going to be a lot of people that want to know a lot about tarot and
Mhm.
it on their own or give it as a gift or just refresh themselves. So that's what I'm trying to do. And when I said I was going to take it, a lot of people said they were interested in taking it with me. So you got a whole class here for you, you know?
Yeah, perfect.
Now I know you put out, we'll get into the cards. But I know you put out all kinds of stuff about the full moon, the new moon. You just posted it and about Mercury retrograde.
Hmm.
Did you know, and I didn't know this, but there's three types of full moons. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
I think there's more than three.
I don't mean full moon. I'm sorry. It's three types of other full moons. Blue moon. There's
Oh,
three.
blue moons, right. Yeah, and we had two blue moons also in a
And
in a row.
yeah, well, I couldn't figure out why they always say blue moon. Every time I turn around, there's a blue moon. I looked for an explanation. And what's interesting is they said there's three types of blue moons. And they said this one coming up, and that's what I want you to comment on it, is called a seasonal blue moon. And the seasonal blue moon, they said, is between the summer equinox and the fall
Fall, yeah.
equinox, spring equinox and the fall. And it only occurs every 30, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget with my
Mm.
brain, 33 months. And that basically means when that comes, and that's what we have coming up. So I want you to get into that. Means that when things happen on this blue moon, meaning once in a blue moon, that everyone needs to pay attention because this is one of the true blue moons. It doesn't happen but every months. What do you feel?
Yeah, these I mean I think we're in, it's not just that. We also have Mercury retrograde, of course, in Leo. We have then Mars goes retrograde in Leo at the end of the year, like in exactly the same part of the sky, practically. So I think it's an interesting time. And also we just had 2 full moons in Capricorn. And just like adding all of that stuff up together, I think that it's kind of like we're creating a new reality for ourselves based off of probably everything from like 2012 to like 2016, I think is the time frame. I keep telling everybody to think to that time frame, like what were you working on, what were you doing, and then add it all up and do it right now because you have like a choice between your old life and whatever you're trying to create.
I love that.
Mm.
And so for us old people or us young old people, I can't remember what the heck I was doing, but I am going to look because I have
Mm,
this feeling what you're telling me. I think I started the show.
I think so.
Yeah, in 2000, I
Mhm.
think 11, well, which would give you, and I look at that, and what was I doing? I was building that platform.
Yeah.
Now, what you're telling us all, and I love that because I'll just do it, looking at it for myself to give people examples. I now launched this show,
Right.
and I went to another platform
Mhm.
that I didn't take it to when I was going to in 2012. So is that what you kind of see?
Yeah, exactly. And because you're kind of solidifying the dream, and you're maybe bringing it to something new platform. And, I think a lot of people are having to do this, even with like DENT Makers. I've had to try, I've tried to have it built twice. And now, even in the last week, I've decided to just build it myself on kind of like a more simple level. And I think that's the other thing as well that I've been seeing a lot in the readings is like simplification and becoming more efficient. So I think naturally as humans, we always go to like the most complex way to do everything. And, but right now, I think, 2 moons in Capricorn, it is complicated enough. We should be simplifying it down and breaking things down into their simpler parts. So even though I had like 2 kind of tower moments with both people who were both trying to build this for me, it kind of led to something that really will probably be more efficient in the long run.
You know what? I love that you said that because when I say hello, I can't wave. I'm trying to wave to everybody, but if I don't, please don't be insulted. But I do see you. I keep looking, and I'm so happy and glad that you're here. But what what I do feel like, and I'm going to tell you everything I feel because you know just how I am. Um, you know, because you started that, and because you had 2 people, I keep hearing 3 is a charm, which is yourself.
Mm,
So I always say when things don't work out, when they don't work out, and 2 times or
mm,
you tell what you wanted didn't work out with who you were working with, you have to turn around and use the total opposite kind of
yeah.
thing. And that would be you
Hmm.
because you're not looking at somebody else to do your work, even though it's much harder. It's
Hmm.
much, but it's so funny because I keep hearing, and maybe I shouldn't say this on air, but I keep hearing your brother. So
Right.
I don't know you've put your brother, and
Mhm.
how he's stepped up more than to take over some of the um, jobs, or that's something that you have to incorporate him into because I keep hearing you and then I hear brother real quick. So has your brother picked up any of that work for you?
So what's going to happen is the plan is that we're going the simple route just to get everything out and together, and then where he's going to work on some like trying to get the master vision and get it all put together. The kind of like the big way. So right now what we're doing is just like a beta launch, simple, keeping it simple, and then he's going to work on it in the background, like the more complex version.
It's going to work.
Okay, good. I needed to.
Oh, it will work. And as people realize what debt makers can
Mhm.
do for them, you're going to see a much different also clientele coming in also. I do feel that it's going to grow and grow. You do know, I keep hearing leaps and bounds,
Mm,
but for leaps and bounds, and they're giving me, you can't build Rome in a day.
right, right.
So if you're going to build Rome and you don't want a tower moment, you don't build a tower is built on false foundation, meaning that it's flimsy. and then the top gets real heavy because everything building is great, but then it comes crashing down because you didn't build the. And this isn't about you. This is just about what I see about the reason why DENT Makers is going to go leaps and bounds, but you can't build Rome in a day. It's because it was built right.
Right.
It's going to be perfect. And you are going to see, I keep hearing, for everybody, I keep hearing it's the fruits of your labor. And it's labor of love, Chris, because what you're giving everyone is a chance to be like you.
Yeah, and it definitely is a labor of love because I haven't given up after, I've been working on this for like 2.5 years. So, and it's definitely been, when I planned on having this out years ago and it didn't, nothing came together. So, I just couldn't, I couldn't give up.
It wasn't supposed to. And it was probably because you didn't have the right people in place.
Yes.
And that's how I feel. And of course, Bonnie the gecko wasn't born. So once that.
Now we have Bonnie should be the mascot of DENT Makers. Really, is what it is.
Yeah, well, we'd like to see it on air. Yeah,
I should have brought it. I should have brought her down. Yeah, she's the biggest baby I have. So of course.
Oh, that's all I had. Can she get the one that has the feisty personality?
I do. I did hatch a really feisty one the other day. It was when I went to take it out of its where it hatched. Its mouth was wide open. It was ready to bite.
Oh God, that's funny too. Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into to our cards and get into your questions, I see a lot of questions being asked. I do want to tell you because I did say, first of all, I know I really want you, and I know you don't have your cards with you. I don't. The regular playing card. But I want you to tell people about that. And the reason I'm doing this is I want it to be before Mercury retrograde. Although Mercury retrograde, it is something you did in the past. So I kind of want to get into that, like with the audience for you, in the next couple of weeks, because I think that would be really cool for you to bring back what you did in 2012. Because 2012, I think you were reading those cards, or it was close enough. So, and just to fill everybody in, the suits. Do you remember what the suits mean?
Yeah. So you can read them just like the hearts are cups, the the spades are swords, and the clubs are wands, and what am I forgetting? Diamonds are the pentacles. So you can read them that way. There's like there's actually more reading systems for playing cards than there are for tarot. So there's a lot of different systems. I kind of read them that way, but also I followed this guy's system. He used to be on Coast to Coast AM, and he had his own kind of like system for playing cards.
I thought close to Coast to Coast before he died. I think he died.
But
I wanted to do the Coast to Coast in the daytime. And but because of family stuff and work, I just never got there. And that's why I'm thinking this is now the time. I'm glad you said that, because I also want to tell people when you did that and you did it on my show. It's really about intuition, Chris, because when you get a two of hearts, you don't see the cups or the any of the illustrations or anything from Rider Waite or any of the decks. So you're actually using your mind and spirit to tell you the visions that you see for the people, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I started, then I learned Lenormand too at the time, and so I was using Lenormand meanings sometimes for, for the playing cards. So it's like you can mix and match.
I love that, and I hope now next week I will be in Chicago with my husband having surgery.
Enough.
This will be the only other week that unless we switch days, which I'm hoping.
Yeah, but we can switch days.
Yeah. Let's switch days. I come back here, and we'll talk about it after the show, because I want to get into the question. Anyway, the other question I need to ask you before we get on is, because I really love talking a little bit, and I know everybody wants their question. So we can go into the cards. Then what do you feel about, you've got Leo, which is the big sun coming out, and it's all about shining the light on everything you do. And what is your views? And this is the total opposite on death. What do you feel about death? The word,
the word death. I mean, I think it's just transformation. Really, I don't think we really die. I mean, I think that you hear like near death experience stories, and they say that when they die, it's more real than it is here. So I think it's just you're just transitioning, you're just changing your focus to where we really are, wherever that is.
Do you feel that, people talk about different, oh, you go not to, you go to different dimensions.
Yeah,
So they say that it's only one dimension. And when you do pass or your body goes, you don't really die because your soul does it. You go to a different dimension.
yeah,
Um,
basically.
how do you feel about, yeah. And what do you feel? Um, do you feel we all go to the same dimension, or do you feel there's other dimensions out there people can go to?
I'm not sure. I've thought about that one a lot. So I think for the most part, maybe we go to the same dimension, but I definitely feel there are, maybe like levels to the dimension, or, maybe some people are from, another planet or something like that, and they go to another somewhere else, right?
Yeah. So where are you going?
Uh, not here. This is my last time here. So,
Well, then I
I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to the vacation planet. That's where I'm going
oh,
next.
oh, okay. You're going to your Venus or the Venusian people.
Yeah,
So I'll follow you. I'll follow you there.
that'll be a good place.
We can have a show there. Okay, so everybody wants us to get into the cards. I'm so sorry, but I just love talking to you, and I think the
I
audience
know.
is very good talking to. I'm feeling a little bit about you. So I did pull a card, and then I want you to too. But of course, I did pull a card, and it's really crazy, Chris, because every time I'm in the shishi room, so it's all pink.
Right.
I pull a pink card, and this card has been coming out. Like I hear you talk about cards coming out for you all the time.
Hmm.
This card is the lotus, and I love this lotus. It says it's the chakra clearing. Wait a minute. And when I see the chakra clearing, it tells me that there are people that are really busy out there that are really getting involved in all kinds of things, and they're not really taking care of their mind, body, and soul. So
Mm,
by clearing your chakras, you open yourself up to profound wisdom. If you're thinking too much and you're doing too much and you're always on the go and listening to people and you're ropely doing what you've got to do, you build up a lot of stuff, and that stuff actually clogs some of the way you're thinking. And they tell you, at least my friends will tell you, that you need to clear your chakras once a day. I don't know that I
mhm.
do it. Probably easier. What do you do? Do you believe in clear chakras?
No, I just when I do the golden egg in the shower, I picture a golden egg around me, and dirty water like running off of the golden egg. That's like about the only clearing exercise that I do.
That's me too.
Mm,
I do that. So
mm,
I'm glad. So when I sense chakra clearing, I don't want anybody to think they have to go through this
mm,
big ritual
mm,
chakra. But what I want you to do is clear your mind. Just clear your mind. Take all the clutter out. Just take a deep breath and just let it go either in the shower. Just see yourself as a golden light, like what Chris is doing with the egg or anything. And just wash all the negative and the remainder of the day out and start fresh.
mhm.
So there's people out there that are way too busy and are cluttering a lot of their mind. They've got to clear their mind. So, all right. So go ahead, Chris. How about you?
Yeah,
We
I got the Ace of Cups. So, I believe we're in a heart-based time where we have to, it's like your head is telling you to do one thing. I mean, this is one of those cards that comes up all the time. And, I think everybody's head is telling them to do one thing, but like our heart is telling us to do something more. I'm beginning to think it's like a little, I don't really feel the universe tests us or gives us tests, but I kind of feel it is a little bit of a test from the universe. Kind of like, are you going to, fall for the same old tricks? Are you going to keep doing the same old thing? Or are you going to actually listen to what your heart is telling you to do? And, I think that's perfect for the time that we're in.
Oh, absolutely. So let's go through the zodiac.
Aries, do you have the Six of Swords? So moving on to calmer shores, I did your reading for this week, this morning, and I think you had something very similar. Your reading was all about moving forward and kind of like letting go of things that have been holding you back. I even felt, sometimes I think this card of being stuck in the mud a little bit, but it seems to me like you were stuck in the mud and now you're being set free at this time. So love it.
I love that too. And for you, I pulled family harmony. I love that, especially in the summer. You get a lot of people going on vacation with their families and going on vacation. And it
Mm,
says, your loved ones form a strong built a pillar of support. Embrace their love and put issues aside. Meaning, there's always family drama.
mhm.
This comes up a lot. So Aries, Put your family issues aside and have a good
Mm.
time.
Taurus, you have the Seven of Swords. I think there are better ways. I mean, any fixed sign, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. I think that fixed signs right now, especially Taurus, should be looking for better ways to do anything. It's a card of tactics. He's stealing those swords from an army in the background. I literally feel this is the only thing fixed sign should be working on right now is like, whatever you're doing, find a better way to do it. And it will definitely make things easier. Also, have more fun, Taurus. He's got these polka dots, and polka dots represent taking things too seriously. So you're probably, that popped into my head at the end, which tells me you're taking something too seriously.
Well, Venus is a Taurian trait.
Yeah.
And so, again, another pink card, you are lovable. Taurus, you are lovable, honey. You have Venus all over you, and Venus is all over this summer. So please love who you are. You're the greatest and perfect being. Everything about you is truly beautiful inside and out. So, Taurian, use your Venus wisely.
Gemini, you have the Six of Wands. Gemini, Jupiter in your sign. I think you had this card with me last time that we were together, or maybe the time before that. But I think I said the same thing. Like, yeah, Jupiter in your sign, I would be trying to get as much attention as you can, trying to stand out as much as you can. But the Six of Wands is great for attention at work or getting recognition for the work that you've done. But again, you have to do something for it. So make sure you're bragging about yourself and speak up. Tell people how much you've accomplished.
I love that. And I have to tell you, this has never happened before in my reading, but I got the same card. I want to.
Yeah, look at that.
So,
yeah.
Oh, you also got the You Are Lovable card. I love that. I mean, you have two to be lovable because Gemini is, a double card. So I pulled two double cards that must have a meaning. So you're lovable, honey. Just go out there and show everybody, like what Chris is saying. Show everybody how great you are.
Love it. Cancer, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly. Again, strangely enough, all these Mercury retrograde readings I've done, there has been a lot of clarity in the readings. And I think that, Mercury retrograde is a great time for clarity because you're revisiting things, you're reworking things and going back over things. So you could actually find this Mercury retrograde to be very clear. You could be getting answers that you desire as well. So that looks good.
I love that. And I love that about their Mercury retrograde. I heard this it was going to be a really good one in Leo. And this is what it's like, it's nice in here. Again, open your heart. It's all about love and open your heart. I wonder why. I know Venus is all over the summer. Venus, retrograde or Venus is squaring something or trying something, but there's a lot of Venus around.
And it's in Leo. And it's Leo with, it's in Leo with the sun right now. So
it's all about love or love. And this says your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed. So if you're looking at it, this is a great love card. If you don't have love, this is a great way to find it. You've got to give up some of your, wounds and hurts. You got to figure out how to deal with them. You got to open your heart and start looking. If you're already attached, which a lot of people are, this is open your heart, open it more, see what you've got, because some people think that love is greener on the other side, and a lot of times it is. So this is a great love card, and even in spirit, you're hearing from spirit, they're sending you a lot of love.
Speaking of Leo, you have the Four of Swords. Four Swords, resting, relaxing, recovering. This is good because the end of the year, Mars goes retrograde in your sign. So I would try to collect as much energy as you can now before we get to the end of the year so that you can use it or so that you're not tired with Mars retrograde in your own sign. So that's what I would do. And we have Mercury retrograde in your sign as well. So like I said, I would, kind of collect your energy.
I love that. And this is another flower I love. It's a pink lily. I'm a lily girl. And it says, stand by your commitments. You're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. And that's kind of like, even for DENT Makers that you do, make the commitment now that you're going to do something. Your angels believe in you. That means you need to take it further. You need to really stand by what you want for yourself. And I love that for you, Leo, because you want to shine.
Virgo, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Love it. So fortune's turning in your favor and, improvements coming in for you. Wheel of Fortune reminds me of like needing to take control of your destiny. So I always say double down on the good stuff with the Wheel of Fortune. Take care of the challenges right away, so they don't become bigger challenges. But definitely, fortune's turning in your favor.
I love that. And this one, it's really weird because when I pull this, I want to die. But that I'm not going to Virgo because it's always on your sign that I pull a card that, oh, I go like this. And it's not that it's not good. It's because you are an earth sign. And it says, release all anger. It's the snapdragon. I love it. The snapdragon,
Mhm.
and it says, don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self. And I love that because I do believe that Virgos are very altruistic. They are, task oriented and speaking from your higher self. They are usually their own worst enemy, not anybody else's.
Mm.
So put some positive words about yourself in there when you do it.
Libra, you have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant can represent blessings. The Hierophant is also about like kind of bringing your vision down to earth. He is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. So I think that there could be an opportunity for you to receive blessings by, bringing that heart-based vision. Like we were talking about this with the Ace of Cups at the beginning. And that's what I would do here. Taurus always gets this heart-based stuff with the Hierophant. So I'm just making the connection here, Libra, but it looks to me like you're kind of manifesting a dream in reality. I also get like something about a wish. So like if you've been wishing to get a specific job, or if you've been struggling to get a specific job, I feel that that's what you could be kind of bringing into this reality.
Well, speaking of heartfelt,
Mm.
I pulled another double card. It is the red rose, and it says, "Open your heart." I love that for you, Libra, because again, you have Venusian energy. You have Venus in your sign, and so if you're looking for love, go after it. If you have love, nurture it, and if you are looking for love, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be the love of a job, the love of anything. Open your heart.
Scorpio, I did your reading this morning as well for this next week, and you have the Eight of Swords. Your reading was all about setting yourself free emotionally, which we actually talked about last week with Bonnie as well. So I think that a lot of you are kind of removing yourself from a situation that has put you in an emotional place. She's standing in this like shallow pool of water here, and it kind of says that her emotions are shallow. Not that she is shallow, but just the emotion she's connected to might not be a very deep. And so she needs to escape that so that she can set herself free. But your reading was all about doing that this morning. So I think that's what you're doing.
That is really cool. I'm going to play your reading. I think my daughter listened to it because she is, to hear that. But Scorpio, simplify your life. Get this thinking out of your head. Take those bondages off and open your blindfold and look because it's you who keeps you there. And it says, you've had so much going that you're spread way too thin or you think about something. This has to change now so that your vitality can recharge. This
Mm.
is so good for Scorpio. I love this card. And I love the daisies.
Sag, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Well, I think Sagittarius. I have my own beliefs about Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I think you're making your final decision here to like you've been exploring a lot of things for many years now, Sagittarius. And I'm not saying you're settling, but I think you are picking a path and sticking with it. But along with that means that you're probably walking away from some things that some of the things that didn't work for you. So I think a lot of Sagittariuses have been spread out for a long time, and you're becoming more focused. So that's what I feel like that's saying.
I have a Sag, my family, and I'm Sag rising. And this card I love is a Crocus, and it says, you are a spiritual teacher. I never fix the corner, and I don't have another card of it. I did it because spiritual teachers take a lot of, they have wisdom, and this card reminds me of old. So I do believe Sagittarius are spiritual teachers. If you look at them, one is a lot of their qualities is one, they put their foot in their mouth a lot and say what they really. It's hard for them to lie, and when they do, you can catch them. So to me, they are spiritual teaching you. When you know a Sagittarius, and I don't know how many of you have I have a lot of Scorpios around me. If you have a lot of Sagittarius, they're very interesting people, and they're you've got the horse on the bottom or the mule, whatever you call, which is stubborn and even though they're fire sign are stuck on the earth, and then they shoot for the stars. So they're very interesting. and they teach us something. If they're not teaching us as a teacher, they're teaching us something in our soul by knowing.
Uh, Capricorn, you have these 7 of Pentacles. I think that Capricorns are one of the signs that's going to be going for something better or doing something better in their lives. So I think that you need to go for bigger and better in pretty much all areas of your life. It's like you already know what you're going to get out of your current situation. Capricorn is definitely on to their next mountain that they're going to climb. So, and this came up in your Mercury retrograde reading as well. Not this card. You have the Ace of Pentacles. I remember because I made a mountain joke in your reading. And, I think that you're getting ready to climb a new mountain. And it's going to be better, Capricorn, for sure.
I love that because, again, the summer is all about Capricorn. We have Capricorn this, Capricorn that. I turn around, there's a Capricorn. And this says new beginnings. So we're just saying. And it says, take this as an opportunity to rise from the ashes stronger and more determined. I love this for you, Capricorn.
Aquarius, you have the Emperor. I almost forgot what I was going to say. So Emperor is about you taking control. I think you need to be ready for like an opportunity that's coming your way. He's ready to go at a moment's notice. He's kind of like sit and wait. He's sitting there, but he has his armor on. So he's ready to go at a moment's notice and take advantage of any opportunity that comes his way. So I think that there could be a good opportunity coming in for you. And I would take it, whatever it is.
I love that. And I picked another rose. And this is the white rose for purification. I mean, Aquarius couldn't get any better. By purifying from negative people, places, and experiences, you attain true peace. If that isn't a total Aquarius, they're forward thinkers. They really don't want to mess with, trivia. They are really, really very air-oriented signs. So this is really good for them. So you need to rid yourself, Aquarius, of people, places, and things that really don't serve yourself.
Pisces, you have the Knight of Swords, so no rushing. I also would say Knight of Swords is my card of getting a second opinion. So anything that costs money, or anything that someone tells you it costs this much or whatever, I would get a second opinion and not rush into anything. I also feel Pisces needs to not run away from something. Knight of Swords, he runs up to a point and then he turns around and runs back. And so I feel like this is talking about follow through. And so anything that you are working on, I would say follow through is the name or the word of the day for you.
I love that. And dear Chris, who always remembers the last card we read, world energy. And I know I sent you a note today that said, you're a genius.
Oh,
The
thank
world that, you can't be a genius. I don't think you're a genius of one thing. For me, when I say it means you're a genius of the world, you give so much back and you create so much. And that this earth is going through a of energy, and your sensitive body is feeling you're not alone, accept the help of others. Well, you're giving help to others. So I'm going to take this card and say, you're giving world energy. I want to thank you.
Thank you.
This is our show, and I'm so grateful for it. And I want to thank you. And I want to thank you for everything you do for it.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, have a great, please come back. We'll see you soon.